Major question: is coffee good for you or not? Welcome, guys, to Fitness Root Podcast, and today we have Priyal Vijay with us. Priyal Vijay is a nutritionist in Jaipur, and she's been helping a lot of people with their personal diet plans and fitness level. So I'm really happy that she's here with us today, and she'll be sharing her insights on coffee. So welcome to Fitness Root Podcast, Priyal.
Thank you, Umang. Welcome. You should welcome me again.
Oh yeah,
I've
welcome
been
again.
here.
Welcome again
Yeah.
because we have done a podcast on fat. Eating fat doesn't make you fat. That was a fabulous podcast. So we are doing again for you guys about coffee. So Priyal, what is the one thing which people ask you every day about coffee?
So some basic question that people ask me is the first thing that is the title of this podcast. That is it really good for you? Is it really do something to you? Secondly, people who are convinced and coffee works well for them. Those people ask me when should we drink it, what amount should we consume, and all of that.
Okay, so maybe we can answer that today.
Yeah, for sure.
Sure.
By the end of this podcast, most of your common queries would be answered, I hope.
Yes. So I asked a couple of my friends what all problem they face, and one question like people ask me about is what is the right time to drink a coffee?
Okay, so I can tell you what is not the right time to drink coffee. That is the first thing in the morning and the last thing in the night. So you should never start your day or you should never end your day with coffee. That are the two timings where you should not be drinking coffee. Why do I say that? Because listen, your body is dehydrated throughout the night. So basically you are in a fasting condition for about 8 hours or 12 hours. And then suddenly caffeine, which is a part of coffee, it actually dehydrates your body. It's a diuretic. So diuretic means that it removes water from your body. So your body is anyway in a dehydrated state throughout the night, and then the first thing that you put in your body is a thing that further dehydrates your body. So that is the worst thing that you can do. So I've seen a lot of people, they just wake up and they just grab a cup of coffee and then they just go on with their work. So that is not the right way. Like, you should eat something before drinking coffee, and then you can drink coffee and then you can go about your day. So you should not drink coffee empty stomach. And it also leads to heartburn because coffee has a lot of ingredients that are acidic in nature. So if you drink coffee first thing in the morning, it will lead to heartburn. So instead of increasing your productivity, because people think that coffee increases their productivity, it will have a reverse effect on your health. So that is one point, that is one place where you should not drink coffee first thing in the morning. And before going to bed, because coffee keeps you active, it activates your brain. So if you drink coffee towards the end of the day, it will mess up your sleeping schedule, it will keep you awake throughout the night. So again, it decreases your productivity. And third point, that I have seen a lot of people, they replace coffee with a meal. Which you should not do, which is not recommended, because coffee is a 0-calorie drink. It does not have any nutrients, it does not contain your major micronutrients like proteins or carbs. So it's a 0-calorie drink. So it is suggested that every meal should be nutritious, that it should contain every macronutrient. So what you're doing, you're literally replacing a full nutrition packed meal with a cup of coffee that is not providing you anything. So you should never replace your meal with coffee, never.
Okay, that was in depth, I would say. So tell me, like, how much gap should be there between drinking coffee or eating a meal? Like, what do you recommend?
Okay, so this is
For a fitness person, like we do everyday fitness, so how would you recommend that?
so actually there is one also common practice that I see among people, that they simultaneously eat something with their coffee. Like before workout, if I've advised you to drink if I've advised you to eat almonds and coffee, so you simultaneously eat almonds and then drink coffee. You should not do that, because coffee do not let the nutrients in your food to get absorbed by your body. So what you're doing is that when you're eating almonds and simultaneously you're drinking coffee, that almonds are a waste for your body. No nutrients have been absorbed from those almonds. So what you should do is you should keep a 15 minutes gap between both. So you should eat something and then after 15 minutes you should drink your coffee, but never do those things simultaneously.
Okay, so you mean eat first and then after 15 or 20 minutes have a cup of coffee?
Have a cup of coffee, yeah.
Okay,
Exactly.
I think that's a good one. So my next question is, is coffee good or not?
So this is actually, the answer to this question is both. It is good for you, it is bad for you, it has its pros and cons. Actually, coffee is a very controversial, I would say, very different subjective beverage. It might do wonders to some people, it might not suit to some people. It clearly depends upon three factors. One is your nutritional status. Second is, why are you consuming coffee? Ask this to yourself. Is this just a recreational beverage for you, or it literally activates your brain and it increases your productivity? Third, I would say that it depends upon how, like, what effect does coffee has on your brain. So I will go through these points one by one. So when I talk about nutritional, if you're nutritionally stable, and then you should consume coffee, because again I said that coffee does not it depletes your nutrition value from your body. So if somebody who is already not so much good on vitamin parts, like you're already deficient when it comes to vitamins and minerals, if you consume coffee, then it will further deplete those vitamins from your body. And if somebody who is like healthy overall and has a good vitamin composition in the body, then that person might choose to drink coffee. Secondly, ask yourself why you're drinking coffee, because I see a lot of people have this myth that coffee actually leads to, weight loss, or it leads to fat oxidation in your body. So the caffeine, the component that coffee has, it does have fat oxidation properties. It increases your fat oxidation in your body, but that's in a very significant amount. You're getting me? Coffee does not have caffeine in a very significant amount that it might lead to fat oxidation. So people who drink coffee because of that weight loss effect or fat oxidation effect, it's literally of no use to them. Okay. So if you're drinking coffee because you like drinking it, because it keeps you awake, because it gives you a good feeling, it gives you that alertness, then it's your choice. But if you don't, like, if I hate coffee and I'm drinking it only because somebody has told me that it leads to weight loss, or it's going to reduce my weight, then it's a wrong notion, I feel. Then you should not drink it.
Yes, that's true. And one question which was just similar to this was, if I'm a fitness person, and will it increase my performance?
It does have effect on your performance for sure, because it keeps you alert. It activates your body for some reason, because it has a direct effect on your brain. You should understand, coffee does not have an effect on your gut. It has an effect on your brain. Okay, so it gives you that alertness feeling. It will, if you will think, you will realize that it is enhancing my performance. But coffee only works in enhancing performance for people who do daily routinely fitness exercises, like I do yoga, or you run and all of that. But for people who are athletes, like if I talk about athletes, the amount of caffeine that is present in coffee is not an optimum amount for them to enhance their performance, like endurance activity, proper competitive activities, I would say. So for them, coffee is not the only source of caffeine that they take. They go for other sources of caffeine, like anhydrous caffeine pills and other form of caffeine. So for them it might not be as effective, but people for regular fitness, I would say, I have seen people have a good impact on their performance. Like they are more energetic, so they can run faster.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Then I should definitely try more often.
I will ask you this question by the end of the podcast, by the way.
Okay. So
don't come to a conclusion.
So what's the relation between drinking coffee and hypertension?
So a lot of people think that, there are various myths about it, that drinking coffee, if you drink coffee you will end up getting high BP, or you will become a hypertensive person. But it's not like that. People who are already a hypertensive patient, like high blood pressure people, if they drink coffee, then it will affect them very badly, because caffeine does elevate your blood pressure for a span of time. Like for a span of time it will elevate your blood pressure. So people who are already hypertensive should not consume caffeine. Never. They should never consume coffee, or if they want to, they should consume it in a small quantity. And but there are no studies that support that if you are a healthy person and if you'll start drinking coffee, then eventually you will become a hypertensive patient. There are no studies to support this fact.
Okay, so The coffee is addictive, right? We all know that. So what's your take on that?
See, coffee, caffeine, if we talk about, is a drug basically. It's a psychoactive drug. So it has an impact on your brain at the end of the day. It does have an impact on your brain. So basically, it's all about the control that you have. I'll explain this with an example. Like the more you take it, the more you want to take it. Okay, so like if I'm okay with 1 cup of coffee today, like if I think that 1 cup of coffee give me that concentration of focus that I need, but after 15 days or 20 days with continuous coffee consumption, this normal cup of coffee that I'm drinking today might not be normal for me. I want more of it to get the same results. Okay, to get the same concentration, to get the same amount of focus that I need, that I used to take, that I used to get from 1 cup of coffee. Now I need 2 cups of coffee to get that same effect. Then eventually I'll need 10 cups of coffee. So within a month, if you don't have that control, you might go from 1 cup of coffee a day to 8 cups of coffee a day. So at the end of the day, it's a drug. It is addictive. So you have to control yourself. You have to set boundaries of how much coffee that you need or you should be consuming. But again, I'm saying all of this that it's very subjective. I've seen people who drink 1 cup of coffee and they cannot sleep throughout the night, but I've seen people who can drink 3 cups of coffee and they're sleeping fine throughout the night. So it is really subjective. That's why I started off with a line that you should know your body. You should know what effect does coffee cause on your brain. So this is very subjective.
Okay. So do you give for example, you are a nutritionist, dietitian, right? So do you give people a diet plan where you see you can have 2 times a week or 3 times a week, or do you do that, or how does it work?
See, actually, I do tell people to drink coffee, but not to people who don't like it. I never force people that no, you have to drink it because it leads to something. I'd never do that. If they like coffee, I balance it out. Like if you like coffee, you should, like I give them guidelines. Like if you like coffee, then you should only consume this much amount of coffee in a week or a day. Or how should you consume it? Should you consume it with water? Should you consume it with milk? But I never force people to that you have to drink black coffee because it does miracles to you, because it does not do miracles to you, in short.
Okay. So what's the healthy drinking habits? Like once in a week, two times in a week. What do you suggest on that part? Like just for a normal person.
See, recommended level is 2 to 3 cups of coffee for people who really like it.
A week or
a day?
A day.
2 to 3 cups are normal, but then you have to control the part of caffeine. Again, I'm saying drinking coffee is a different thing and the amount that you're putting is a different thing. That people who take coffee with milk, they're not putting as much coffee in their milk. But people who are consuming black coffee, so they are consuming coffee in a concentrated form. You're getting me? So it's a huge difference.
Okay.
So I suggest them according to their preference.
Okay, that's a good one. So summing up our podcast, what are the pros and cons of coffee?
So there are pros of coffee definitely, because in longer term it reduces your risk of Alzheimer's disease, Parkinson's disease and other brain generative diseases. Longer term it might reduces the risk of type 2 diabetes. We all know that coffee is related to alertness and focus and gives a good feeling. And caffeine also releases dopamine. Dopamine is a feel-good hormone. So if you drink coffee for an instant, people feel good. They're just alert, more focused. They think that they're productive. But all of this alertness part or productivity part, it's a very short term thing. In a longer term, when you get addicted to coffee, you get the withdrawal symptoms start setting in. So, I mean, I would like to explain this in a manner that if 1 cup of coffee gives you a good feeling today, but once you get addicted and when the withdrawal symptoms set in, that 1 cup of coffee will make you irritated, will stress you out, will drive you into depression or something like that. It will not make you feel good afterwards.
So we need more of that, right?
Yeah, because you are addicted at that point of time. These are some withdrawal symptoms that you get. So whatever the coffee gives you a good feeling, to like people who get good feeling from coffee, these are some very short term happiness is all I'm saying. So for the longer term it might not work as well for you.
Okay, that's fun. So I want to ask you some personal question. Like, do you drink coffee, and if what does it happen to you?
So basically, I drink coffee because of the taste.
Okay.
To be honest, I've not seen any major results after drinking coffee because I do very light exercises. Like I do yoga, I do gymming. So I'm not an athlete. I don't like have to increase my performance to next level. So for me, I drink coffee because I like drinking coffee. So I drink whenever I like drinking it, but obviously I keep the amount low because I don't want to like overdose on coffee for sure. Yeah, but I don't drink it at a particular time because I don't see its effect that much on my day-to-day
Okay.
activities and all of that.
So again, it's personal and
It's very subjective. That's why the answer to your question is coffee good for you or not. It's both. You have to figure out whether it's good for you or not. And if you think it's good for you, like if you come to a conclusion that it's good for you, then you have to set boundaries that how much you should drink it, when should you drink it, and all of that. And also one more thing I would like to add that people do think that coffee is zero calorie drink. But if you add milk to it and if you add sugar to it, so that coffee does not remain healthy. You're getting me? Like it's a zero calorie drink in itself. But if you add sugar to it and if you add a lot of milk to it and sugar, I'm not saying that adding milk is a wrong thing, but if you add a lot of sugar to it, then it's full of calories. It does not remain healthy anymore. So
Okay.
it's also the way you drink it. Like
Okay.
how do you prefer your coffee?
Yeah, but I love my coffee with sugar. Like, I love sugar. It's okay.
You love sugar. Yeah.
That's why.
The
That's
first
why
thing
we are
the first thing I told you to remove sugar from your diet, and now you're saying that I love sugar.
like, I mean, maybe 1 teaspoon. I love.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, okay.
not
Everything
too
in
much.
moderation, yeah.
Yeah,
Everything in moderation works.
Because I love my milk coffee to be little bit sweet.
Yeah.
Because that's how my body works, you know.
Next time we'll talk about substitutes of sugar for sure.
Okay.
I'll
yeah.
teach you more about the substitutes of sugar.
Okay, yes, for sure. I think we are good. Thank you so much, Priyal, for your time. And we are at Jalen Mark, by the way. And this is the first time we are shooting live. So it's a good experience. We did couple of trials. We laughed a lot today. So it was a good day. Thank you,
Yeah.
Priyal.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Oh, lovely.
आज भी कर लिया अपने